He's back already. I just bring him right in the start of the show. It's producer Steve, but hey, this is Blathering Live. I'm Ken Napzok. How are you doing today? It's a Monday. We're counter-programming. I don't know if anyone's going to be watching us live because Steve has reminded me, because I was unaware, it's World Cup Monday in the United States of America with one of their star players is playing Belgium right now. So we'll talk about that. But producer Steve is back from vacation, and we have a lot to get to. But also, just glad you're back, my friend. How did it go?
Good to be back. Thank you. It was well-deserved and well-needed time off, in my humble opinion. But yeah, I had a nice relaxing week on the beach with the family. Did absolutely nothing. A lot of day drinking, Ken, a lot of grilling at night, and a lot of early bedtimes because the sun just takes it out of you, man.
Especially
when
does.
You're sitting in it all day.
When you're sitting in it and you're drinking beer, sun, and beach, I actually don't think go together. I think, I don't know, but I know it's a staple.
Lovely combo. Yeah,
it's a lovely combo.
Worked well for me.
But it, I always feel it drains you even extra. Inghevi is here. Hola, Loba. Hello a todos. I'm learning.
You're getting there. That sounded pretty good. Yeah.
Gary Wolf's here. Detective McCarcel. So, Steve, let's just start here right now. There's on the show today, we're talking about Travis and Taylor. Did the wedding save the world? Talk a little bit about that. Things, decisions made, donations made, and the world's reaction to it all. We also are going to talk FIFA, not only the game going on right now, but the corruption at the top. It goes all the way to the top. There's a poll ranking popular politicians. We'll discuss that for a bit. We also got Advice Monday, where you can just call in, be a YouTube channel member or Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Ken Napzok. Call on the show. We do have some voicemails at the end from the Blathering Blathering hot voice box.
Mailbag. Blathering mailbag. Or you already used that, though, don't you? Don't you already have that for something?
Well, yeah, but I got to be honest. I couldn't do that. I want to try to bring this series back. I got to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. I put a call for questions, and I don't think people understood what questions I wanted. Maybe I didn't explain it. It's on me. It's on me, Steve.
It's easier to blame you.
How many people do you think what's soccer's going on right now?
Right now, Ken.
You're watching.
I have it on. If you see me looking up at all, which will probably be a lot, it's because I'm looking at the soccer. It is we are in the third minute, Ken. Because I don't know if you know this, but we count up in soccer. Right. So we're in the third minute of the proceedings here. The United States is playing Belgium live in Seattle, from where the Seahawks play. And as I told you before we went live, Ken, this is the biggest moment for the United States on the world stage since June 6th, 1944 in Normandy, France.
Wow. Since we established ourselves as a world power. Well, World War I a little bit too, but
right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Matty Morner says it's coming home, gents. England defeated Mexico yesterday in a heated game, right? Or not controversial, but just like intense, passionate game.
I can't believe that you still aren't on the soccer bandwagon, because we just went through what is it has to be the greatest July sports weekend ever, just ever. Because July is usually pretty heavy on, okay, we're really leaning on baseball here. 4th of July weekend is awesome, like around like an All-Star game, something like that. Yeah. We had some incredible soccer games in the World Cup this weekend. I mean, Cape Verde or Cabo Verde, however you want to pronounce it, against Argentina, the defending World Cup champion, with the greatest soccer player of all time, who's old and should not be as good as he still is, but is incredible, played one of the greatest soccer games ever. And it would have been the equivalent of like the Little Giants beating the actual Dallas Cowboys if Cabo Verde had won.
But they didn't. Okay.
They did. Yeah. So we were close.
I don't doubt that they're the greatest games in the world. I don't doubt it. I don't. It's just like, have you ever tried to give someone horseradish and they're like, ooh, and you're like, it's the best thing. And you're never going to convince them. That's where I'm at with soccer. But I like horseradish.
And this is me every time someone's like, Steve, you should really listen to this song. Or like, you should really check out this band. That's
okay, that's
every
fair.
Single time. So
that's
you get
fair. Yeah. Okay, all right. We'll lay off your music thing, because I'm like that with TV shows. Okay, but I'm also like with soccer. But I like I said, I've made the decision. I'm not going to be a grump, even for entertainment purposes, over people liking the World Cup. Like I said, it's done good things, and I can tell it's been a kind of a unifying sport in the way the Olympics used to be. That I don't feel the Olympics are anymore. Right? Am I off base on that? I don't think so.
No, I think sport is inherently political, so I don't like when people say keep the politics out of sports, and I think that's some of the differences there. Is the Olympics are a bit more political, both historically and by nature, in that it's all sorts of different sports. It's not just one sport where the dynamics are just different. But yeah, I think there is a little bit of that. It brings people together, and I think the World Cup is unique in that it's because it's one sport. It's a little easier for everyone. Like we're all getting behind the same thing. You know what I mean? We're all watching the same one team. It's some people are watching hockey, some people are watching gymnastics, some people, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole other vibe.
I think that's good. No, I think that's good. No, like I said, I feel it. I've been invited to some viewings. Darina was like, you got to come watch Mexico play, and I'm like, I'm just it's not for me. It's not for me.
England beat Mexico in Mexico City. Ken, this is a huge deal.
Dangerous.
That's
dangerous,
dude.
Did they get out?
I would not want to be an England fan leaving the stadium after.
Did they get out okay? Everything's cool. I saw some of the players were happy. Yeah.
It was big picture. Everything's
was that when they were singing Wonderwall? When were they singing Wonderwall?
They've been doing that. They did that in Houston. England did. That's just kind of a thing the English national team has kind of adopted, where at the end of the game is like a celebration thing. This is common in soccer in general, especially you'll see in club soccer. If they're away, whether it's a home or away game, they'll find where the fans are in the stands, especially if it's an away game, and the team will kind of stand there and clap and acknowledge them as they're singing like whatever the club song is at the end. Everyone's just drunk and excited that they won, right? So it's just the idea for the players to kind of like get involved, and so it's a cute thing they do. They sing Wonderwall, just like they sing Wonderwall. The Norway people do the crazy Viking row thing. I think we just loot and riot shit. I don't actually know what we do.
Do we do the tomahawk chop? That seems like what we do.
Oh man, see, no, we're not even that clever. As bad as that would be now in 2026.
Still happens in Atlanta.
You're allowed to do it at Florida State. But they're the only ones that are like grandfathered in for it. Yeah, because they got special permission.
Kansas City. Oh, did the Seminole people actually give them permission?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all fine. Above board for the Seminoles.
Yeah, I know they still do it in Kansas City, and I put that in a video a couple years ago defending Taylor Swift, and people push back like it's kind of accepted, and I get that. The Washington football team logo changed actually had some pushback from Native American groups who actually took it, thought it was a bit of a point of pride. So, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to argue them on that. So, if Seminoles say the Florida people can do it, tomahawk chop away.
The Florida State Seminoles can do it. I still think it's a little. I look at the Kansas City fans who do it and be like,
I do too.
I do too. It's like you're getting away with something a little bit. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, Steve. I'm with you, Steve. And I still push back. People push back on me. I was like, I don't know. Like I'm still like to be clear. I'm glad we have the Washington Commanders. That's something I support. I'm glad we have the Cleveland Guardians. I think it should maybe extend to some other teams, but. Anyways, we're sidetracking ourselves with keep your politics out of sports, Steve. But all that, in all sincerity, I'm not the sport of soccer is not for me. I have some issues with the game, including we'll talk about the corruption. It just doesn't pull me in. I think Carl Harlow has the right idea when he said, I should have favorited that quote. Where, God damn it, there it is. Soccer needs multi-ball in the last 5 minutes. You give me that, I'm in.
That's okay. Like we could fix baseball a lot quicker than we could fix soccer. Doesn't need as much fixing as some other sports in that regard. Like the last few minutes of and the United States just gave up a goal to Belgium unless it gets waved offsides. Looks like Belgium just scored in the ninth.
I saw. Okay. I'm not poking the bear. I saw someone on Threads say. If you're trying to understand offsides in soccer, anytime something exciting happens, it was offsides. And I saw that. I was like, yeah, okay. I run with that. Yeah. It is. Once you figure it out, it's really not that hard to understand. But it's one of those arbitrary things, and because they have the ref running down the sideline and trying to hold the line, and they have to look for the flag and all this kind of stuff. So yes, but you know what, dude, we do that in football now. Every time there's a touch, every single time the Eagles score a touchdown, I'm like, where's the flag? Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Right.
Okay, no flags. Now we can celebrate. So
yeah. I get it. All right. So yeah, but the big story of the weekend, our star players in the game right now. I forget his name. Fill me on his name. One of our star players.
Yeah, Balogun is the striker for the United States. He was suspended after getting a red card in the last game.
So in the last game, he gets a red card. I understand what a red card is. I did play soccer for 2 years. It's a heinous act, but is it criminal in nature? Meaning, is it like he did something like spikes first into someone's face, or is it just like, you played hard and got a foul?
Well, technically he went spike first into somebody's ankle, but it was not intentional. Intention doesn't actually really technically matter. But the controversy around this was twofold. The controversy was in real time, this doesn't look anything close to a red card. Okay. It just looks like two dudes who tripped over each other. It happens 10 times a game in a soccer game.
Right.
And so the fact that when it wasn't called a red card on the field, it was reviewed using what they call in soccer's VAR, basic, video replay, that they reviewed it and said, okay, no, that is a red card because the letter of the law is if you go cleats up onto somebody's ankle, that's a red card. And it wasn't that he did it intentionally. It was more of a matter of gravity and them falling and the chaos of sport, right?
Yeah, like some of those head first NFL things, head first to the quarterback. You're like, that really wasn't, and he definitely tried to stop. Okay.
Exactly. So that's basically what this was. And so they said, okay, letter of the law says that's a red card. That's what we have to do. We have to try to be consistent with this. And then that was the last mention of consistency for this entire story.
So I can understand that being you good context. I understand. I was going to rail a little bit against the red card, but that happens in all sports. It sometimes intention.
Yes. Right.
It is what it is.
But I don't like this became a circus. It shouldn't have been a red card, but it's not one of those like burn the country down over it kind of
Right. I feel you. I don't know if I think the thing I don't agree with. Yes, I just licked my finger to clean my computer. I don't agree with the automatic suspension the next game. I don't get that. Is there any bigger context for that? It's just what they do.
It's what they do, and different. Some leagues have a couple of different connotations with it, but yeah, international soccer has the same rule. You get a red card, you're automatically suspended for the next game in a tournament. It could be either 1 game or 3 games, depending on context. But for this, what he picked up was an automatic 1-game suspension. It's supposed to be an incentive from really trying to really avoid getting a red card.
Sure. Okay.
Because soccer is, as at the end of the day, you're just kicking a ball into a net. And then the rules around it are kind of to limit the exploits, right? When we look at something like football, there's like a bazillion complicated things that have to happen for a play to start and a play to finish. In soccer, it's we're kicking a ball down a field and we're making sure people are in the right place. So stuff like red cards and the yellow card system are to incentivize, like, it's really bad for you to play down a man and not have a person in the next game. So that's why they have the punishments as strict as they do.
Sure. Again, I have no skin in the sport, so I'll let it happen. I don't off on the surface, like the automatic suspension with no appeal. This seems a little weird, but different conversation. But the problem is that's where I stop. That's where I kind of stop the conversation, Steve, because then our president made it impossible to continue the conversation because out and out corruption happened. And if I was to continue to say, I don't agree with the suspension, it might sound like I'm agreeing with the president. This is FIFA and Trump are just a perfect team, aren't they? Yeah.
Like I said before, this is kind of like the Riddler and the Joker getting into a room and having a cigarette and deciding, okay, how are we going to screw over Batman today? So FIFA is historically known as, I guess, the most corrupt sports organization there is. Unless there's like a under the table like gambling ring that is probably worse. But as far as things we know about, FIFA's as bad as it gets. As far as under the table dealing and
over the table.
Look at anything that did. Yeah, go look at anything that happened with the Qatar World Cup. Just it doesn't end. But Trump basically calls up Infantino, the commissioner, CEO, head, the czar of FIFA. To Trump, he's just John Football or John Soccer.
Johnny Football.
And so he's like, all right, so I called up John Soccer and said, hey, that red card was bogus. I'm gonna, we're gonna slash the tires of your private jet if you don't, give us our guy back for the next thing, whatever it is, right? Or he said, $bazillion tariffs on Switzerland or wherever the hell you live. We basically just did the whole like mob boss bullying, shaking them up and said, hey, what do you got to do to get? I need 11,000 votes, Ken. And Infantino came in.
And it was some organization that gave him the Peace Prize, right?
Yep, absolutely. Made the Peace Prize. Made a Peace Prize for him. Yeah. International
Association Football Federation. It's a lot of words that maybe don't need to go together. In an international self-regulatory governing body of association football, beach soccer, and futsal. I'm just reading from Wikipedia here. Founded in 1904. I've never stopped to think what FIFA is. Federation Internationale de Football Association. So we're stuck with them.
Oh yeah. No, this is like Kyle mentioned. This is like the IOC, but just for soccer and other foot related sports. I didn't know that beach volleyball wasn't included in that. But yes, to me, well, to anyone like under the age of 40, FIFA is the soccer video game that we all played growing up. Right. So yeah.
Okay.
And now it's just EA FC or something stupid like that, but we also call it FIFA. It's like Kleenex.
Yeah. It's clean. Yeah, Kleenex. Yeah. I agree with you there. Okay. All right. So yeah. So where do you come down? So where is there any moral? Are you pinched morally? Do you? Obviously, you're not a Trumper.
Right.
Obviously, you're against corruption, but should he have been suspended? Should he have got the red card? I want to know where you are morally, Steve.
Yeah, no, I think the suspension should not have been lifted. While it was a lame red card, you know, this is we don't really have a good precedent for this in American sports because we don't. There isn't really I mean, I guess you could look at like some NBA, series or MLB series where someone might have gotten suspended and came back earlier than they maybe would have if it was the regular season or whatever if they weren't a star player. Right. Draymond Green comes to mind at Golden State during their run. I think he kicked somebody in the nuts and got suspended or didn't get suspended, whatever it is in the finals. Yep. Brady will know. But yeah, no, I think the idea is it was bogus that they got the red card, but what they did was by Trump doing this and making a whole farce of it, and he had to make sure everybody knew that they were the ones that were responsible for it, right? Yeah. It just pollutes the whole dude. This team has been so much fun to watch. We just did this with the hockey team 6 months ago. You just made me like, honest to God, just not really care so much about rooting for the hockey team because it just felt a little icky. And like this team
with the cash
didn't have any of right, exactly. This team didn't have any of that. Like 11 of the people on this team were here because they are birthright citizens, including the dude that Trump just called in the favor for. Right. This was the kid who was born here because his mom was too pregnant to get on the plane to go back to England, and so he was born in Brooklyn. It's just
a switch,
right?
That's quite a switch.
So yeah, and now he's plays for the American national team. So it's just a crazy like turn of events. I don't agree that it should have been. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm happy for the Team USA because I want to see my team win and everything.
But that's where it is.
What sports is about. But it's bogus that it happened. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess I'm glad I got the full context for you because this wasn't like, hey, so and so got suspended for the National League Championship Series. President's going to call,
right.
Whoever the new A. Bartlett Giamatti is, and or the commissioner, and suddenly this clear-cut thing is overturned. It wasn't as clear-cut. Yeah. Who's the Rob Manfred? Rob Manfred.
Baseball. Yeah, now it's Manfred.
Yeah, Rob Manfred.
Yeah.
And Roger.
And then, but
you know what I mean. So in your full context is this wasn't a clear-cut red card. It was something not on the field. It was reviewed later, added, and so it's like this weird kind of spot. And so this clown comes in and changes it, and it's like. I almost want to agree with it. You know what I mean? I almost want to be like, yeah, that's stupid. They shouldn't do that. But I can't because of the Orange Fear doing this. I can't.
Here's the thing. I would love if we don't have like a American soccer star who is like beloved the way other countries do.
Yeah.
I mean, Leia Donovan, Clint Dempsey, those are prominent soccer names, but they are not beloved by the people the way that other soccer stars are in other countries. Yeah. But if we had like the American equivalent of a Pele calling Infantino and saying like, hey, this is bullshit, or like our Wayne Gretzky, even though Canadians hate Wayne Gretzky now because he sucks too. But like, I don't know, if Tom Brady, he sucks too. Damn it, I'm having a really hard time here, Ken. Think of it. If LeBron James called Infantino and said, hey, this is bullshit, would we feel different about it? I know I would.
Matty Gunner says, so can Keir Starmer call FIFA and get whatever that guy's name is, red card lifter from last night?
They literally are. This has happened. This has been the domino effect.
Really?
Both the French Federation, the English Federation, and some other team that all had everyone who's basically had a red or a yellow in the last like week is now calling up FIFA and saying, hey,
calling their world leaders.
Right. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah, and they should all have them overturned then, or deal with it. Fascinating. Okay, fascinating. Well, look, keep us updated throughout the night. We got our regulars here. A lot of our regulars know they can turn 2 screens on if you're watching soccer, or football, and all those good things. But we still got the night. The final is the 19th, right?
The final is July 19th. Yep.
Yeah.
And not looking great for us at the moment. We're down 1-0 to Belgium in the 21st minute.
How many minutes?
A lot of dudes laying on the ground.
What do we go up to? 60?
We go to 90 unless
90.
there is extra time. That
Stoppage. Yeah.
Well, no, stoppage, that's different. Stoppage time is what we do at the end of the first and the second halves as like the makeup time for all the people laying on the ground, writhing in pain, and then get sprayed by a little bit of like, they get sprayed by like a fire extinguisher and then they're magically fine.
Okay.
So
yeah, I don't like stoppage time. I don't know why. I can't figure it out.
It's arbitrary. But here's the thing: as arbitrary as soccer is, like, the game's gonna be over in about 90-ish minutes. You know what I mean? So you can kind of like actually plan your day and your things around. Like, okay, well, I know the soccer game's not gonna last 2 hours, whereas the football game could go 4.5 hours. The baseball game could go, well, not as much anymore, but the baseball game could go 3 hours. So
yeah,
that's
what
what
trying to
soccer does have that figured out.
And
no commercials. Now these hydration breaks are a problem because this is adding more commercials. But in regular soccer, like you watch club soccer,
it just goes.
It goes, the straight from the beginning to the half, no commercials.
Okay. All right. Keep us updated on the soccer. Keep us updated on the soccer, the football, all that kind of stuff. Also, this poll happened. Okay. I got to get my glasses on for this. This poll came out today from Verisa. Yeah, you've been talking about soccer bores me. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. You all could hate me. Some of you do. I get it. Okay.
Good job of making it interesting.
I'm clearly in the wrong. You all enjoy it. I'm not gonna. This is like me. If I was to be like, ice cream's bad, you idiots. Like, I'm clearly wrong. You all keep watching soccer.
I was really excited, and all I know is the Normandy invasion, Ken, is not going well. We are getting beaten back on the beaches as of right now, considering we're losing 1-0. So I'll let you know.
Okay, but here's what I don't like. Explain. Just like I'll try to explain music to you. You explain it to me. The fact that you're like, it's down, it's 1-0, we might lose this.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Goals should be easier. Multi-ball. Games should be 7-5.
No, this is what makes, dude, scoring a goal, like a goal in a World Cup game is like, it would make half of these dudes national heroes. Like it is such a big deal to score a goal in a World Cup. And because that's just the way it is goals are big. Like a goal is a big deal in soccer, and like scoring first is a big deal because now you have to score a goal to tie, and then you got to score another goal to win.
I like a 1-0 baseball game.
It's a lot. Yeah.
I love pitching duels. I can respect it. I'll tell you what. It's not even I don't like it. It pains me to hear that from you as a fan of U.S. soccer, of the men's U.S. soccer team and the men's World Cup. That hey, we're down 1-0. It might be over. Like.
It's because the way soccer works, though, is the tactics change dramatically. Once like when the game is tied at 0-0, both teams play one way. Now that the game is 1-0, both teams play a very different way, and that is not good for us because we are more of an offensively focused team, not defense.
Brady says the Trump jinx is real. I believe that. All right, I don't think anyone wants to talk about anything other than soccer, but this poll came out today from Verisite and Strength in Numbers, rating the most popular politicians. Now, again, who takes these goddamn polls? I don't know. Barack Obama, 54. I don't even know what the 54 of what? 54 votes? 50, I don't know. Did they only talk?
100?
I don't know what that is. Bernie Sanders, 45. Zoran Mamdani, 44. All of the Democratic Party, 43. Pete Buttigieg, 43. John Ossoff, 42. He's just rising in the ranks. AOC, 41. Then Marco Rubio, 41. Kamala Harris, 41. Republican Party, 39. Gavin Newsom, 39. Ouch, babe. J.D. Vance, 38. Trump, 38. Musk, 36. That's not even a politician. That's not even a politician.
Well, neither was Donald Trump, Ken.
That's true. Hakeem Jeffries, 36. Put a pen in that. Mike Johnson, 33. Too high. Chuck Schumer, 30. John Thune, 30. Tucker Carlson, 28. Oh, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
So... my only big point of this, and I know I got the Schumers on, but if you're Chuck Schumer and Jeffries and you see that poll and you are below J.D. Vance and Trump, what are you feeling when you're having your breakfast tomorrow? That's what I want to know. How you hold on to your Dem leadership.
You shouldn't. The rumblings that we're hearing is clear as day that these guys need to like make some moves here as we progress into the summer, so that the Democrats don't hit a freight train for the midterms. Ken, to be honest, that poll pisses me off a little bit because pull that poll up again.
I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with it because Brady says feels like name recognition poll. I kind of agree with that.
Exactly. And dude, by the way, Barack Obama way more popular now than when he was in office. Like his polls were like high 40s as well. He was not the most as beloved now as he was. So just on a national level. Okay, this is what pisses me off about this poll. Barack Obama, good, great, 2-term president, whatever. We know about him. Bernie Sanders, loser. Zoran Bondami, new person, just got to New York. Pete Buttigieg, loser. John Ossoff, just got here, just on the table, hasn't run for president yet. Ocasio-Cortez, she's going to get the Hillary Clinton treatment. Dear God, I hope she can get out of it. Kamala Harris, loser. Gavin Newsom hasn't run for anything presidential yet. So it's just like if these people are so great, why do they keep losing? How has Donald Trump won 2 of the last 3 elections with this Democratic leadership in place? They should all be. This is like, if Hakeem Jeffries was a college football coach, he would have been tarred and feathered and run out of town.
So you're mentioning this in terms of them as coaches. I agree with that, Dick. Yeah. Otherwise, electoral college and bullshit, and it's like I was talking to someone the other day from Texas. They're like, Texas is blue. Don't confuse it. It's blue. It's gerrymandered into red. But
that's interesting.
And I was fast, but like, Jeffries and Schumer, like, how could you be holding on at this point? How could you be holding on? Anyways, I just Guy Fieri won. Kyle's Guy Fieri 124.
It is a good thing. I wish they would actually have to answer to that, and that's part of the problem with the Democratic Party right now is that they are not holding their leadership kind of to the fire, and they're not. Right. There's no way to really hold them accountable because
they're powerful.
They didn't think so, but now it is though. Now it's happening because now they're terrified of all these DSA candidates they're winning, and they're realizing, hey, we might actually have to, put up progressive policies to get elected here and not just be Republican light.
If it gets out of New York and because we got some primary wins, the one in Colorado, right? I think you might have a primary win in Michigan with McMorrow dropping out. And the DSA candidate there. So when it's in Wisconsin, there's one too, I think, right?
Yes.
And that's when I'm like, okay, we got a trend.
Yeah. It's the fact that on your poll that you showed that Zoran was up there and with the top 3, I think top 4, is huge. I mean, that's, dude, they have a young, vibrant, exciting, like attack dog mode type person who's just like. And the old people are just so afraid of him. The old Democratic guard and the leadership, even Hakeem Jeffries, they're just like they're terrified of this guy. And it's like you have a sharp sword at your disposal that you're not using, and it's infuriating.
I agree with the thought that look, Mamdani is Mamdani. My tongue is stuck.
Mamdani, that's fine.
Mamdani is still a rookie to me, right? I know he had some experience before this. He didn't come out of nowhere, but he's kind of a rookie on the big stage in the first big office.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time will tell. Like I do want to sit back a little bit and say, hey, let's just see. We got a balanced budget. We got funds going to libraries. We got diapers. We got let's see in a year. Let's make sure it's still going. Let's make sure the naysayers aren't right in any level. I'm okay to wait back a year to see it, but it's just if. It's like sometimes in security, I would come up to someone and be like, you can't be here. And then they'd be like, well, he told me I could. And one of my other supervisors said you could. And I'm like, you just undercut me. You undercut me at the knees, buddy. And I think what Mamdani's doing in New York is making people look at the other politicians. I've seen this out there. I do believe this theory. And just go, you guys have been lying to us the whole time, right? That you couldn't fix things? Yes. Is that what's going on? And I think that's what's hurting these leaders.
Yes. The idea of some of these radical changes are not as crazy and far-fetched as they're made out to be. It's just we've been told and beaten to submission that this is the way it is. This is the way it is. This is the way it has to be. And we're seeing that with the way that the word socialist and communist are being weaponized again, just right on time here.
Fresh wave. Yep.
Right, exactly. But we're seeing that the young people are commies on Soviet tanks waving red flags and they're ready to go down to the red square, baby. They are here for it, with Bernie as their general. So it's crazy to see. It's got my the old people in my family freaked out. All the Reagan Republicans are like, we're going to hell. It's all hand in hand.
Yeah, but you're touching upon it. And I maybe this will come up on Culture, Faith, and Politics with Pat Conkey, but like, I got to be careful with his audience too. Like, I do still believe it's tied to Jesus. This is the stuff to me that this is what was ingrained into my 80s kid brain. Communism, socialism, all the same thing, bad. And if you go there, God dies. Godless people run that system. And in God we trust, put on our money, 1954, all that stuff from the 50s. That's where a lot of this comes from. And I don't think that'll be a problem in a generation or two. People won't be holding on to that as much. Now, there's still certain parts of the country I think will, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Yeah. I think the younger generations are seeing what's going on and going, oh yeah, bullshit. What you were telling me is bullshit. We got this stuff working over here. If it continues to work, right? And I believe it will. But all right, like if I've got some naysayers in my life who are like, oh, he balanced the budget, but let's see, did he take pensions? Okay, we'll see. But I think it's going to work. But anyways.
Has there been a mass exodus of rich people? Oh, the United spoiler alert, the United States just scored. Normandy is back on, Ken. We've retaken the beaches. We've retaken the beaches. We've retaken the air. The artillery is firing again. It is 1-1 in Seattle.
Yeah. Anyways, the important thing is that Curtis
What are we talking about?
is. I don't know. We're gonna move on to Taylor and Travis.
No, I had something else there, but I forgot what it was.
We were going, but it's important. It's important. Goal score
stuff. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, the Democrats and they lose all the time and all that stuff. Yeah,
they do lose all the time. And look at it. Yeah, I don't even.
Dude, how do you lose to Donald Trump 2 out of 3 times? What the hell are we doing?
I'll tell you what. I watched Idiocracy for the first time in my life Saturday.
Did you really?
Did. Taff and I watched it, and we might do a review on it here soon. We watched it, and I love Office Space. I just never, and I love Extract. There's other one. I just for some reason skipped Idiocracy. It's not the wow. They predicted the future. They were telling us about 2005 and 6. I keep telling her, I was like, I worked with those guys. I was surrounded by those guys for 17 years. You know, because obviously some of the words in that movie don't quote stand up, and I'm like, I don't even think that. I think you should hear them because that's how it was. That's what was gone on. I'm not going to drop that F word, but like when you spoke a certain way or too many syllables, that's what I got called too. I have a bad vocabulary now. I did not have a bad vocabulary when I moved to Los Angeles. I really didn't. I was well read. I read a lot. I don't know any words for nothing anymore because for 17 years I hung around with people who were like, that dog on the TV was talking. And I really think I'm trying not to be an asshole because like I could be snarky about it, but I think those who were blessed to be raised liberal or Democratic, progressive, whatever, who were blessed to be raised in that way, didn't fully realize it in 2016 and definitely 2024. This is just what they're like, whatever, he's cool. I just, an Idiocracy I was watching, I was like, yeah, we were always there. We're always there. It wasn't a prediction. It was a warning of what's going on right now. That's what I think.
So how do we come back? How do we, like, where is the light? Like what
I think
if the train was off the rails all the way back then, like what was it really just the 90s ended and hope went with it?
I think so. But I quote or paraphrase Mark Maron's bit on his last special about we annoyed people into fascism. I think people need to look at that more closely because I was on the other side of that. I used to vote that way. I used to think that way. I used to call AOC a dummy. I think she's brilliant. I just was fortunate enough to change. And sometimes that's why I get frustrated with those who don't allow for changes. But then that said, I think I was a big fan of Graham Plattner, but as of today, got to go. And maybe should have been there already, but I still believed in his course of change. I think you have to allow for that kind of change. But as of today, no more. Absolutely no more. And that's going to hurt, and that's going to suck, and that's going to cause a lot of folks on the Republican side to be like, see, you ain't all perfect either. And that's part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost too serious of a conversation for the Blathering Live, Steve, with soccer playing. But
I know.
I can't put it all into words because I'm dummy. I'm a dummy now. I can't put it all into words about we underestimated how stupid people were.
Yeah. Not only underestimated how stupid, but we were conditioned, I think, to this weaponization of ignorance, man. Like the apolitical dude at the end of the bar who doesn't watch the news or whatever is always voting one way when he does step into a voting booth.
Yes.
That's not trying to sound like a dick, but
no,
like that's
they are. They are. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And nowadays you kind of like people. It just the thing that just doesn't make sense to me and like is disappointing the most is like they keep winning, but like you talk to anybody and it's like they do everything they can to avoid saying out loud, unless they're like one of these crazy people out wearing hats and stuff that like you talk to people, I talk to people out in public. I talk to people at work. They're like, they give me the signals of, yes, I'm a conservative, but they're like ashamed of it. They don't want to like make it, you know what I mean? Like they're not like, you know what I mean? There's an air of that. That's what I've seen amongst young people who are conservative, who lean conservative. It's a very much like, oh, we don't really want to talk about politics, or like it's personal to us, blah, 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 that kind of thing. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Because that used to be me. That's exactly where I went. Once social media really started to explode, I was a little bit more like, I'm good. I voted for Bush twice. I'm good. A little bit like, don't worry about me. Like The Rock right now. I think politics is personal. Not to the person next door having their rights taken away. It isn't personal. Isn't your personal thing. It's personal to them.
Yep.
Back to the stupid people. This week, my poor darling Taffeta had to deal with a full-fledged $10,000 fireworks show in her front yard, basically. Horrible, horrific, and stupid. I was driving away early to get back to my dog to protect her from fireworks in my neighborhood. And I saw a kid at 12, 13, lighting a firecracker on a barrel, like taped to a barrel, saw me coming, makes eye contact with me in my car, lights it. So I'm like, well, this is going to go into my car. And instead, he picks it up and starts chasing the kids around him watching. They're all laughing, and he's throwing the firecracker at them.
Yeah. I did that.
That kid's going to grow up and have 9 kids. Idiocracy is real.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did that. We used to run around with Roman candles and point them.
How did you survive?
I don't know, because public school was good. I don't know. Free lunches at public school. That helps a lot.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, but like the at least, I mean, yeah, it was 2 years I got it. We would point Roman candles at each other and like run around and like shoot each other in the ass. The Roman candle would be like, it was fun.
Well, you give me hope, Steve. No, I did not. No, my mother raised me to be afraid of anything and everything, and I still to this day am a nice boy who doesn't break the rules. I did not cross the street last night at like midnight at an empty street, and I had to cross the street, kind of a bigger road, and I went to the stop walk. I pressed the button and I waited. There was no car around me.
It's adorable. Yeah.
I follow the rules, Steve.
Yeah.
Belgium scored again, huh?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
It's over, Commander.
It doesn't feel good. We got stopped. They pushed us back. We're crawling back on the beaches again. But it's not. It's not the first. The first half isn't over yet.
I do love that you're using one of the most troubling and trying and triumphant days in our country's history as a soccer analogy. I think it's great.
Hey, look, man, we remember June 6, 1944. And if we beat Belgium today, we will have advanced to the World Cup as far as we ever have, and we will remember July 6th.
That's right. Okay, so that's right. The men's World Cup team and the men's World Cup USA does not go far historically.
Yeah, no, historically they suck. Yeah, let's be clear.
Yeah, the women's team.
They didn't even make the last World Cup. The women's world team is the bar.
Good. Yeah, it's the bar.
Yeah.
I love that. Speaking of the bar was raised for weddings this weekend, Steve. Over the course of a couple of days, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were married, first in a more low-key ceremony with Adam Sandler officiating, and then the big 1,000-person guest list castle, no photos out available yet inside Madison Square Garden. And there's a lot to talk about, and you have some things, you have some concerns. I'll just start here. I put on the thumbnail, did this wedding save the world? Of course it did not. The conversation around this is similar to some of the things I'm dancing around with my talk of Democrats and how to fix things and points of view and stupid people. There's this, have we reached peak Taylor Swift? That's a question you and I were bantering back and forth, and you tossed it at me in Discord off air. Start there with that, and let's go from there. What do you even mean by that question?
You know how they talk about peak oil? Like we've reached like the top of the oil supply, and from this point on, like shit is just like dwindling down or something. I don't know how it actually works, but like the idea is like we're about to run out of it. Yeah. I think the wedding is the I think we've reached peak Taylor. I think this is the mountaintop. I don't think there's more to ascend from here. I mean, honest to God, unless she runs for office, there isn't anything else she can do, or she becomes Princess Diana. Like, I don't think there's anything else she can do at this point to try to curry more favor. Like, you have to.
Yes.
The best thing Taylor Swift could do right now, Ken, is fucking disappear for like 2 years. Poof. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I don't mean I like that
kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how it's like Star Wars went away for a little while, and it made like The Force Awakens when that happened and dropped in theaters. Like, oh my God, it is back. We are here. But it's really been 10 years. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that long. If she just goes away for like a year to 18 months, can you imagine the return of like Mrs. Also, is she going to take his name? Is she Mrs. Kelsey now? Like, how does that work?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think what it is she runs the risk of like you said, peak, top, there's nowhere to go unless she's president, vice president, or becomes queen to some king in England, right? And I think that's what was troubling me this weekend is I think it was some of some of it was unfair. Of all roads kind of led to this. All the albums of her growth and her heartbreak and all those things. Like we saw these people meet. Very rare. We saw people on a first date, and now we're here at the wedding. That's kind of what we're all working for. And she should be allowed to have this, right? She should be allowed to have it. But the conversation around it was, this is a let them eat cake moment. You know what I mean? That this is like we got people starving in the streets, and I just don't agree with that because she also donated what, $26 million or something to the city charities. I don't have
$26 million to various charities, including the ASPCA, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, a bazillion different animal funds, all sorts of stuff.
And isn't that what we'd want her to do? Right? Isn't that what we'd want her to do?
This is what we keep screaming at all the billionaires to do, and why we keep saying there's no such thing as a good billionaire and all that kind of stuff. And to be fair, yes, she uses her jet a lot. We can dog her for that.
Yeah.
But how many other of these guys are giving $26 million to charity? Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
There is, pick your battles, man. You know what I mean? She's not Bezos. You know?
That's what my thing. That's what my thing is, and that was what I thought it was frustrating. Of she's going to start losing that favor and blah blah blah, but she doesn't need to. We need to worry about that. But I'm like, just it gave people an escape. It gave people something to talk about, and I think more people were complaining about what it was doing to New York on July 4th than the people affected, or maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
But you know what I mean? I didn't see a lot of people upset. I saw people upset on behalf of other people.
All of those posts were in like Nebraska or like Indiana or some other random ass where you saw the people talking about, oh, this is such a huge inconvenience. It's Madison Square Garden. It was just a Tuesday for them. Like, I mean, this is just this is what they do there. Like,
I think the other thing too is you can rent Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, if you got the cash,
Ellis and I, he had a gig. The company he worked for rented the Raider Stadium, and it's available. These stadiums are available for rent. So
maybe we should have BlatherCon at the Oakland A's stadium. They're not going to use that much longer, are they? That can't be expensive. It's like a concrete slab with some dirt in the middle.
Ouch.
Right?
Yeah, I like Brady. Brady said, "I'm rooting for love."
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to dog the wedding and the fact that they got married or whatever. You know, I'll get to my thoughts here on the kind of the intricacies of it in a second. But I thought the way that the conversation was framed was weird. That it was like, she's America's sweetheart, everyone loves Taylor Swift, but like we're mad at her for getting married at Madison Square Garden because she's having like this big opulent affair. Like, that's what rich people do. Like,
that's what rich
people get married. Was she supposed to get married like on an island somewhere and then have all the people fly there and
careful with islands? Yes.
You know, hey man, I don't know. Like,
so I just thought
there was no winning regardless.
Yeah, there was no winning regardless, and I just think, I think in the grand scheme of things, the world has changed. Like back, you weren't alive, Steve, but Princess Di and Prince Charles's wedding was such an event. It was, the world stopped for it, and this we don't have that world anymore. So I actually had to confirm when I was putting together a thumbnail. I was like, did the wedding actually happen this weekend? I couldn't, because I didn't see my algorithm. It just wasn't up. But I went to People and Yahoo.com. Man, they had a running timeline of the
How are
wedding.
they doing over there at Yahoo.com?
Yahoo. But I'm okay. Like, I don't think it's a French Revolution moment. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I think people who
She's
want
not
it to
Marie
be.
Antoinette.
Yeah,
No.
I think people who want it to be are complaining for people on their behalf without asking them. That's all I'm saying. Unless you can find me a cavalcade of New Yorkers who are like, hey, I couldn't get up to 33rd Street this week, blah blah blah. Like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't imagine that was a big deal. She also is like not a moron when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, she is a brand and a businesswoman herself. So it wasn't like in her whole team, she has an entire business around her, right? So it's not like they are a bunch of amateurs that are like, a bunch of drunk frat kids are like, oh, let's rent out Madison Square Garden for the wedding. That's going to be awesome. Like, no, they had like a whole, this is very choreographed, like very meticulously planned, like all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it wasn't,
Right.
it's Madison Square Garden. They do, this is like saying like, oh man, they shut down a thing in Vegas for their wedding. Like, this is what they do. It's just, it's par for the course.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you're going to get some intricacies. Syllables. I told you, syllables are hard for me. Syllables, too many syllables are hard for me. I stayed 17 years in a business that those words were taken away from me. That's all I'll say.
We bastardized the language that we adopted from our friends Maddie Mourner and all them anyway. So it's it's not easy to learn.
Addie says, oh good, two white guys talk about whether we've reached peak Taylor Swift. That's true. I am a pop culture expert and historian, but I guess that doesn't matter. Kyle Harlow, Internet Theory. Taylor got married this weekend so she could call her divorce album Independence Day. Starring Randy Quaid. Sarngard. I got into women's soccer during the 2012 Olympics. Which one was that, Steve? But could never watch the men's game because all the rolling around on the ground crying.
I want to say that was London.
London.
Yeah, that was when Bob Costas had pink eye. Do you remember that?
I do remember when Bob Costas
that
had
was
pink
awesome.
eye. Can we find
so
a picture
funny.
of that?
Yes, I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Does the youth remember that?
No, I want to know if Brady remembers this.
Brady, call into the show. I want to know, do you remember when Bob Costas had pink eye and an entire world was concerned for Bob Costas?
We were so, oh my God, he looks high as balls.
I miss shared moments. This is what I'm talking about, Steve. We miss shared moments now.
We used to be a country, Ken.
We used to be a proper society. We used to be a proper society.
Come on, hold on.
Yeah, please.
I'm working on it.
It's the Spice Girl Olympics this remote. Who is Bob Costas?
Oh my God!
Only one of the greatest sports announcers of all time, and I will knife somebody. Yeah. I will knife somebody who says that he's. Yeah, no, I the people who suddenly were like you can poke fun of someone and turn them into a caricature. I'm okay with that. But like an SNL parody or something. But like he's one of the all time greats. Him calling baseball games at his peak is when we lost that. That's when we lost Steve.
Dude, I'm up there with Bob Costas is up there with the GOATs. Like, if for baseball, you can argue Vin Scully with me, and that's pretty much about it. Bob Costas can do I think the Chuds turned on Bob Costas when he was like, oh, this football thing is probably bad for us, so I'm just gonna go do baseball. And they're like, oh, Bob Costas is woke and dumb and annoying, and that's when people turn on. Anyways,
okay.
Yeah, this is what Bob Costas looks like at a Grateful Dead concert.
Sorry, Bob. Oh, that's amazing. For the audio listeners,
London, hung out with Keith Richards. I don't know. Like, it was a time. But yeah, that is fighting
for
the pain,
audio listeners. Just imagine Bob Costas with nothing but burning red eyes. and did he address it, or did he just got to show up?
Oh, he addressed it. He was like, "Yeah, we're fighting through the." That was the Sochi Olympics, actually. That wasn't London. That was the Sochi Olympics, is what I just saw. But he.
Oh, okay. It wasn't London.
Proud of him.
Okay. Bob Costas had a show after David Letterman called Later. Yes, where Vince McMahon almost fought him. If you remember that too.
Like, wait, was that like the Jim Rome? Chris, what was it? Chris, what was that person where he like jumped across the table at Rome because he?
No, Jim Everett. Oh, that's what.
Jim Everett. Yeah.
Brady, your generation's fucked. You don't have shared. You don't have shared anything. They don't have shared anything. It's like, oh, did you see that new skin in Fortnite? It's this Twitch streamer with 12 million followers. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, Dark Lips are right. Kyle Harlow.
Yeah, Jim Everett.
Yeah,
Chris Everett, that's what
Chris Everett. Don't
yeah,
call me that again.
right.
Don't call me that.
Don't call me that. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, Chris.
Okay, Chris. We
Jim
used to
Everett.
be a country, Ken.
We used to, yeah, there you go. Kyle's got it. Call me Chris one more time. And that was before. That was on ESPN2, right?
Yeah.
Remember when
Remember
when ESPN2 launched?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Were you just at the right age to remember?
I was a kid.
In detail.
I was a kid. I remember when ESPN2 was just like rollerblades and like crazy shit like that. You know what I mean?
Where they launched and they had like Susie Colbert and Olbermann, I think, were anchoring, and Olbermann had on like a bright yellow jacket, or so. They were like, "We're hip, we're young, we're '90s, we're ESPN2, we're ESPN of the future." Oh my God, it was something else. It was something else. Yep. Sarngad, this is in 2012. He had the proper Where's Waldo jerseys that they're paying homage to this year. Okay. Okay.
He's right.
Okay.
He's right.
I like that. Thank you for that. Anyways, where did you learn? Going back to the Taylor and Travis wedding. By the way, one of Travis's former. By the way, this guy. Speaking of idiocracy, I love him because he's just. I want to know if that squirrel misspelled was invited to the wedding. But you see, one of his teammates is complaining that he wasn't invited to the wedding.
Which was it? The kicker? Which one was it?
Oh no, not. Oh, I hope Harrison Butker wasn't there. No, there's a guy. Oh man, someone in chat give me.
Can you imagine if you were like? Can you imagine being like the? I don't know, like the third string tight end who's just like he literally like works with him every day, but he that's the dude who I really hope it's that guy. I hope Travis like overlooks somebody. Who's
Will
like very
something?
Obvious.
Come on,
I don't know any Wills. I mean, dude, there's 53 people on.
I know, and Will Compton. Will Compton.
Oh, Will Compton. I was literally going to say Will Compton because I was only
he uses one of my favorite words, flabbergasted. I use that in a text today with Alden Diaz. Flabbergasted. And then also, I know Blake Lively didn't get the invite?
Yeah, well, apparently they're like on the outs. We'd have to ask an actual like Taylor question about that. But apparently her and Blake Lively are after the whole lawsuit Blake Lively was involved in. Taylor didn't like getting dragged into it, and so she's like, Have you ever discovered that where you stand in a friendship, Steve, by not getting an invite? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I've never been a groomsman. I've never been like in a wedding.
Okay. Well,
I'm kind of just like I'm a lot of people's like peripheral. It sounds sad, and it is a little sad, but this isn't like a woe is me thing. I'm just a lot of people's like sixth man, I guess you could say.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I have like a best friend, but like he's not getting married anytime soon.
Good for him.
And so other than that, it's like, you know, there's not really a whole lot of prospects out there for me. So that's kind of always been my dynamic is like, I'm there if you need me sort of thing, but I've never been like the. But
you've been invited, but you've had specific moments where you're like, you see a picture and you're like, oh, I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
How many times has it been? Well, that's good. Or, oh, I'm kind of sad. I'm curious. Informal survey.
It happened a lot more, I think, in college / like right after college, because I think you just cared more back then. I'm married and have kids now. I don't have a social life anymore, Ken. This is what I do.
I'm talking over the course of your lifetime. Over the course of your lifetime.
Here's a good example. My best friend at all, like growing up, when we went to college, we went to different colleges, but they were close by, and so we were like geographically close enough to see each other every day. We saw each other quite often, but he was in a fraternity and I was not, and so I was not cool, Ken. I was like, he was like embarrassed to be around me sort of thing. So I felt that sometimes from a, like I can only be involved in certain things that are not related to this other exclusive group of people. So that would be, I think, one example of that. But I think I'm struggling to think of like concrete examples. I think now it's more of like the group texts that you're not involved in. You know what I mean? I think that's the modern equivalent of what you're getting at. Like who, you know, do you feel self-conscious if like everyone that has a group text that you're all in, but then like they have a group text that you're the only one that isn't in it? That's
okay. That has happened to me. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Cause but there's sometimes where I'm like, okay, I've never been like off one where I'm like hurt. Cause I don't love group text anyways, but, there was one time I found some friends were on a group text with another person, a former like boss kind of character. And I was like, you are like, Leave that. Leave it. What are you doing? Get off that one. Don't.
Yeah.
Recovery Hacker says, if I ever get married again, I'm totally asking producer Steve to be a groomsman. Be careful, Steve.
Oh, that's sweet.
You're going to be a groomsman before you know it. One of these days.
I hope so. I'll be, for the record, I would be a great groomsman. Let me plan your bachelor party, and you'll have the greatest weekend of your life.
I will say this.
Double think getting married.
I've officiated 2 groomsmen. A groomsman and one, like at least 4 to 5, maybe more.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like people actually like you. Holy shit.
They do.
What's that like?
They do.
It must be nice.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, so I got to say this respectfully. I was honored each time. In fact, one time I was like, really? Like it'd been a while since I've been in contact with the person, and it turned out to be just a great time, great weekend. But I hope I never have to be one again. It's too much work. It's too much work. Too much, and it costs money to go rent the tux and get fitted. And nah, I'm good.
I can see having that opinion after having actually experienced it once, but like, it's like what I talk about, like being a tourist. Like it's like those people that make fun of you for going to New York City and like deciding, oh, I went to Times Square. It's like, oh, you lame tourist. You went to Times Square when you went to New York City.
But I do like Times Square. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, like I would want to do the groomsman thing once to experience it. Like to do the group text, get the personalized coolers, to go to the fitting and get drunk at the tux fitting and plan a bachelor party for like an unsuspecting, innocent man that includes lots of nefarious things. Like that sounds like a lot of fun. But are they still having? I'm trying to think.
All my friends. And recent bachelor parties have been kind of tame, which is fine. I'm not saying you have to go do cocaine off a stripper's back. I'm just saying, like, it's the cliche. I've yet to experience. I did in 2001 or whatever it was. My friend got married, and we did go to the body shop on Sunset and everything. But we were a bunch of old nerds. Like we didn't talk to girls till we were like 25. So we were just trying it out for size. It didn't go.
Yeah.
But I haven't experienced the debauchery, and I don't want to be. I don't want like some Bradley Cooper movie.
I gotta tell you, man, it's pretty great.
What kind of
bachelor party?
Okay,
my bachelor party was in Vegas.
You say? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'll disclose things that don't identify anything. Just give you an idea, Ken.
Yes,
my bachelor party was in Las Vegas.
Okay.
On the weekend of St. Patrick's Day / the opening weekend of the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Okay, a lot of betting.
We stayed at the Venetian.
I love that place.
Stayed at the Venetian. Had a suite at Tao, the nightclub that was there.
Yeah, wow. Look at you.
And a cabana for the pool. We went all out. It was a big deal. I'm totally for debaucherous bachelor parties. It was the greatest, one of the greatest weekends of my entire life.
Without incriminating yourself, within reason, right?
Yeah.
No mistakes were made. No relationships ruined.
No. I didn't. Nope. I was a good boy. It's spiritually and faithfully. I consumed a lot of things that are not legal. I don't think in any country, but it.
Okay.
Was
a drugger here there is fine. I'm just saying. Yeah. I just think the hey, the boys will be boys. Go. You got to have this kind of thing. You wouldn't want to experience that. I think it's needed. But going to Vegas with I don't know. It's just a lot of energy.
Vegas with the lads.
Yeah.
You've got to do it once. Everyone's got to do it once.
My friend got married
going
there.
To Times Square. You know what I mean? It's like
I do love Times Square.
It's like that. It's like
how did you find out?
You go to Hollywood when you go to LA. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like people want to. I want to go see the Walk of Fame, and it's like, oh, do you like the smell of piss on concrete? Let's do it. But also,
New York City doesn't smell very good. I've walked past the Empire State Building. It smells like hell. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah,
though Mom Donnie's changing it with those trash buckets.
I don't know if dude, there's not. The trash buckets are not doing anything about New York has a smell, a distinct downtown smell that like all cities have that kind of sewerish smell.
Yeah,
New York has its own flavor that is like seeped in the concrete in the buildings there for like 200 years of just sadness and industry. That's not going anywhere.
I wanted, as a youngster, I thought I was going to live in New York, and then I was afraid to take a flight over there. all that kind of stuff. But like 2015, I go there for the first time with Screen Junkies, and I'm like, I'm gonna move here. I love this city. I love this city. Oh, this is amazing. I just had my life changed. Everyone around me was like, you went in October. Yeah, that's like the 1 week the weather's good. You're not gonna want to move there. But even then, I went back during December. Collider, we had to go back there for business, a whole Collider team, and it was freezing. It was the coldest I've ever been. I still like, I could do it. I could do it. About the third or fourth time I was out there with Mark Ellis doing comedy, we were walking to the club, and I loved the city. But I passed by a mound of trash, which again, Mom Donnie's trying to fix. But I took a turn down like an alley, but road/alley. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it. This whole place is it's musty. It's a musty piss smell.
It's musty.
I don't think I could do this. And when the sides of building, which are like old brick and concrete, are piss stained, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
It doesn't smell great. I've always had good experiences in New York City. I've always had fun every time I go to New York City, regardless of the weather. But you're right. I'm not living there. New York in the early fall is amazing. Like week 4 or 5 of the NFL season, going to New York is just like peak New Yorkness, soup season, all that kind of stuff. It's not too cold. Yeah, no, that's a great time to go to New York. And then always going around the holidays. Seeing New York around the holidays is always a good experience.
Yeah, no,
just to see it.
You know Christmas. I mean? Ben defended New York better than the rest of the country. Yeah, nah. It's a great, but it's there's a Haim song about Los Angeles. And there's a line about New York. Tried New York, whatever. It's the greatest city in the world, but it's not my home. At the end of the day, that's it. Now, DC, I like DC. What do you feel as a local? Is it touristy? Is it going to White House touristy? What's the Times Square equivalent?
Yeah, the Times Square equivalent. Ooh, that's a great question. The Times Square equivalent in DC is probably the Lincoln Memorial, like the National Mall, right? It's the Lincoln Memorial to the Washington Monument, that kind of
I did that.
area.
Yeah.
DC is structured well, that it's like they put all the tourists in one place, basically, unless you're going to Georgetown and going shopping and then going to the zoo.
The stairs. Is that where the stairs from Exorcist are?
Yes. Well, kind of. It's in between those places. Okay. But the DC is set up so that like they pretty much put the tourists basically on, the National Mall / that, I think it's Constitution, where they have all the, the Airspace Museum and all that kind of stuff. Everything's kind of in one place for all the touristy stuff. And then everyone else lives basically in a horseshoe around that. And DC is famously gentrified in several ways. Northwest DC is very wealthy. Southeast DC and Northeast DC are not so much. At the other side of RFK, stuff like that. So it is the way that they have it structured is like basically no one is in those touristy areas unless you are a tourist, essentially. Like, you know what I mean? You don't really go to the Washington Monument and just sit and have a picnic if you live there, because it's a pain in the ass to get around.
Yeah, no, I don't like driving there. I don't like driving there. Ellis drove one time. But same with New York, man. That's the other thing too, is I do love my car. I do love being in my car.
You would not like driving in DC.
Yeah, it's a bit of. I mean, just again, riding passengers enough. The worst I've experienced is Paris. Like it's insanity. There ain't no rules. There ain't no rules over there. But yeah. Anyways. Well, this is to get that lamp in New York. Oh yeah, New York. So what is the Burbank of the DC and New York area? Staten Island, probably New York.
Yeah,
is what people. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Perhaps it'd be Brooklyn, but I don't think Burbank's as cool as Brooklyn.
So what do we mean when we say that? Because I wouldn't know how to tell you that about New York, but I can tell you that for DC. But you need to tell me what does it mean to be the Burbank of it.
My interpretation of that question is a well-known suburb. It's its own city, but a well-known suburb of Hollywood, Los Angeles, and the bustling big city. That when you're in there, it is more smaller, growing, but smaller, quieter, slower, cleaner, safer. How they get there, don't question it. All those kind of things, but also made fun of, and that's the thing. People, and including me, will make fun of Burbank, but it's one of the best cities to live in, and I fighting tooth and nail to stay here. But it's a punchline, and I'll even do it as a punchline. Staten Island, I know, is the punchline, but I maybe Ben could explain the New York of it all a little bit, where Staten Island is just like, I know someone from Staten Island, and he has a lot of shame. he like has talked to me and he's like, I'm ashamed I'm from there. Whereas like more of the Long Island folks, that's a whole nother thing. I don't know. Yeah. That's where I'd go with.
Yeah. And in DC, it would be, if you're saying local, it would be northwest DC. That's like where Tony Kornheiser lives and all the super rich people that are not like politicians, all the local city, because none of the politicians, they don't live here. They all live in like other places.
Right.
But yeah, like the local kind of royalty of DC that kind of lives in Northwest DC. But if we're going outside, like as far as suburbs go, for the young people, it's Arlington. That's where all the college grads live. That's where people can actually afford to live and
where my ex lives.
Stuff to do. And then if you're more in the if you have money and you have $1 million to buy a house, then it's McLean, which is basically the neighborhood right next to Arlington, which is, you know, where the CIA is and where the Americans is, you know, that show was based, stuff like that.
So Burbank is in the middle of that, where you're not going to get the young hipper crowd. And if you were raised there, you're probably getting the hell out. But it has some rich, but it also is mostly upper middle class, blue collar, which is why Burbank is often red, purple at best. Despite being right there in the liberal, cradle of the liberal LA world. But that's the dividing line. You kind of touched upon it there. It's neither hip nor square.
Right. Yeah. And then after that, it's just 90s suburbia for as far as you can see. Yes. Like every other town is just everything you imagine being, you know, the 2-car house with a garage and a tiny little yard and all that kind of stuff.
Tim Burton is from Burbank, and in so many of his movies, including Edward Scissorhands, he's attacking Burbank, or at least just putting it out there. That's the vibe a lot of people have towards Burbank. Right. But I'm telling you, you get here, I've had people go, oh, yeah, I see it now. And I don't know, maybe that's Queens. I don't know. Now I want to travel. Okay. Ben's more. Staten Island is like Orange County. Yes, Staten Island. I don't think I've even set foot in Staten Island, but just based on pop culture, I think Staten Island and Orange County, but even like deep Inland Empire, Orange County, Riverside County, maybe even. But I think that's good correction. Good connection, I should say. All right, we're almost out here, but we got some voicemails. Oh, Steve, how did you find out that there was a buffet at the Taylor Swift wedding?
Oh, yeah, that was the last thing we want to talk about the Taylor Swift. I read one of those like gossip rag articles today on the toilet, and just like scrolling through Reddit or whatever, and it was like, here's the report we got from Taylor Swift's wedding. So I just want to talk about some of the hot goss that we heard. So here's some of the tea. There was an A to D list, Ken, and I wanted to ask you where you think you would land on Taylor's A to D list if you were invited to the wedding. And just to set the bar, I'm pretty sure Bradley Cooper was like C or D level. Wow. So yeah, I'm not really sure how strict these things are, but that seems so very high school. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everyone's kind of standing around and like when they're in line to go use the restroom, they're like, so did you get, it's like a boarding level of like getting on an airplane. So were you like B, C, like which boarding class were you kind of?
The lived an example for me is sometimes going to these premieres back in the day for like Solo and Last Jedi, where some people get the invite and then you get there and you get to watch the red carpet thing, but you're not on the red carpet. You're on the please go over here line, which you're kind of like, oh, okay. But there's no, sir, don't move. Or keep moving. And then even more beyond that is you find out what theater you're in if it's down by El Cap, because if it's in Kodak or what was called Kodak, you're like up there. Then there's like a theater in the Chinese theater itself where you're like, and then at the El Cap you're like, you're not even in the same building. I think that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I personally love the idea too. If like they're milling around, like when you have your wedding at Madison, this is a question I have, and I don't know if this has been answered. If you're having your wedding at Madison Square Garden and like Bradley Cooper has to go take a piss, is he pissing in the same urinal that I did when I went to a Knicks game?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, do they bring in like their own bathrooms or anything, or is like the greatest celebrity row like ever like?
Gotta go, you gotta go, man.
In one of these bathrooms.
Well, a friend of mine has a great story when his wife at the time was on SNL. Peeing next to Lorne Michaels in the bathroom, all equal footing.
I peed next to Nick Lachey. That was in Madison Square Garden. That was one of my claims to fame.
All right, so let's pretend that we were a higher stature. What are the lists for the Taylor wedding? The guest list.
Like, so it was eighth. A through D were the tiers, right?
Okay, I'm D.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
well,
no question.
I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, there's no. I mean, dude, Bradley Cooper was like a C or a D. Like, what do you do?
Can you buy your way to the front? Can you move up?
I mean,
you donate
that
something.
Seems a little. Yeah, maybe if you donate, but
I know there was some. Yeah, there was like some CEO types there, right? She's taking some heat. She's taking some heat for that.
She's taking some heat because there was a lot of it was a very 1% type of, and that's just who she is. Like that's the circle she runs in and everything. That's not at all. I'm googling Taylor guest list right now.
Yeah.
Oh, E News has a giant list.
Maybe the list is available. Yeah, no, I saw there was like someone behind some of the prisons and the private.
But yes, that was the big controversy. It was one of the dudes who is a CEO of a company that runs a ICE detention center in somewhere in the Midwest that was like notoriously icky,
right?
As far as bad, human rights record, whatever.
Can I assume that her and Travis knew every person on that 1,000-person guest list intimately? No, I can't assume that. But yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Dude, looking at this guest list right now, it's more of like, it really is more of like who didn't go. Like just if you just like throw a dart of a celebrity name, it's kind of like it's pretty much everyone's here.
Okay, who do you got?
Wild.
Highlights.
Okay, Michael Strahan, Mariska Hargitay, that would be Detective Olivia Benson.
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain, Jimmy Fallon, Bowen Yang, Elizabeth Banks, Cindy Crawford, Kaya Gerber, her daughter, Tom Brady, the Chainsmokers, Paul Rudd, Stephen Colbert, the Chicks, aka the Dixie Chicks, Greg Olson.
That makes sense. Greg Olson, the tight end.
The tight end / Fox commentator.
Okay,
yes.
Makes sense.
I don't know who some of these other. Kesha was there. Anya Taylor-Joy was there.
Okay.
There's a lot of, man, I feel old because I don't know a lot of these names. Joel Little, I don't know who that is. Sabrina Carpenter was there. Ken. Allison Roman, I don't know who that is. Tim McGraw, Shabuzi. Yeah, Shabuzi got an invite. Shabuzi got an invite to Taylor Swift's wedding. That seems a little. That's an upset. That's an upset. I feel like Shabuzi has been around long enough. Ice Spice, Emma Stone, Zoe Kravitz, Camila Cabello, Dakota Johnson, Gracie Abrams, Tom Hanks, Paul McCartney, Andy Reid.
Sorry, the image of you got Paul McCartney first playing I Want to Hold Your Hand for the first time since like 1964. Amazing. But the list, your Ice Spice waiting at the dessert table with Andy Reid behind her.
Andy Reid.
You could
don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do.
just reaching over Ice Spice. Excuse me, young lady. I'm just gonna grab one of these.
Have you tried the shrimp? This is great. Have you tried the mac and cheese balls? No, sir.
Oh man,
no, sir. That's
like you said. Adam Sandler was the efficient. Brad Pitt, Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Lawrence, the bunch of Hemsworths, a bunch of Gronkowskis, Ben Stiller. I mean, everyone was there, dude. Jessica Alba, everyone was there.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, again, I can't imagine it was like her and Travis sat down with cards at a table and we're like, okay, we got to figure this out. Obviously, there was a team behind it, the production manager. It's big. It's big. Right. It's big. I know they built this castle inside, all that stuff. And again, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Really good with it.
All roads in some ways led to something like this. Not that marriage defines her or it's the only thing she wanted, but we were all, when they first met, it was like, woo, and now here we are watching football games, this and that. So now we have this very public wedding. I have no problem with that, but I'm fascinated by how that guest list got put together.
I would love to have been a fly on the wall in like the final cut room, because it would be like watching an episode of Hard Knocks where they're doing like the final cut list of like who's making the last roster. Right. You know what I mean? So like who was the OLI? Like who was the first person? I want to know the first four out. I want to know who were the first four people that were cut off the list that like almost made it.
Will Compton. Yeah. Bob Iger and Dana Walden were there, according to Eli.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. You get some CEO types there too as well. Honestly, you're right. They should have made a doc about this. Hard Knocks doc.
They are. That is the rumor, Ken. The rumor is that there was filming going on during the wedding that is supposedly we don't know this for sure, but supposedly there's a documentary being made about the entire wedding journey from the proposal to the wedding day itself. Kind of like the Last Dance sort of thing, or like like the Kobe documentary.
From the
that kind of thing.
From the proposal to the wedding? Did I hear you?
I think it's the whole story. I think it's proposal to wedding. This
Proposal.
from the thing that I read. Yeah,
I missed it. I thought maybe from that first time they met, I was going to be a little dubious about that. But for the proposal of the wedding, that's going to be one of the most viewed things ever, and I'm going to watch that. I think that'd be fascinating. Fascinating to watch.
I did have one point of contention for the wedding, though, and I did have one critique based on the information that I read, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Mm-hmm. They went buffet again. They've got every A-list. They've got every A-list celebrity you can think of in Hollywood, and they went buffet style. And the word on the street is that Tom Hanks and some of the more we'll call legendary folks who've been around the block were a little miffed at having to stand in line for a buffet for quite a while, actually. And apparently the food line was very long.
Yeah, if you just thought it was. I'm confused. I know they got married on Friday, and this event was on Saturday. Where was this buffet? Because the one on Friday is not going to be
of Madison Square Garden, like right under the basket, probably.
But
the basket is still hanging there too.
I'm talking about on what day? Because the actual wedding was smaller. It was the buffet there, or was this the 1,000 people at Madison Square Garden?
This was July 3rd is when this happened.
Not the event at Madison Square Garden. Okay. Even then, I don't know. Okay, who's reporting that Tom Hanks of all people was pissed about a buffet?
This is stuff that I've seen on E-News, like all the entertainment things of just saying, hey, the birdies that, because everyone signed an NDA first of all. Everyone signed. So there's no actual like official things, but the birdies that are chirping are saying there were a few A-listers who were a bit miffed at the idea that they had to stand in line for a buffet. But can you, dude, that would be the greatest buffet line. Two things about that wedding that would be amazing. The buffet line, three things. The buffet line, the urinal line, and the balcony where everyone's smoking cigarettes. Those are the three places I would want to be at that wedding. That would be the greatest smoke break venue event of all time.
I agree with that. The only true experience I have was solo premiere. They went buffet at the party, after party. And I was in line behind Lawrence Kasdan as he and I both went back for seconds. It was just Lawrence and I. And that shows me that dude, he's like, I don't care if I wrote some of the greatest characters of all time. Daddy wants some meat. I think some of these celebrities would embrace that. What did Lawrence come back? What did he go back to the buffet for? Tri-tip. No, we were both, and I was like, because Tri-tip's like from my area. It was kind of created in Santa Maria and everything. And I was like, I'm gonna go back. And I was like, got my plate and look up, and I'm like, oh, some guys in front. Oh, it's Lawrence Kasdan. But I just sat there waiting, and he was just like, he had his dress shirt sleeves rolled up, and he was like doing that tongue thing. I was like, from his plate.
It's
great.
Yeah.
So I would imagine. Yes, I can see the line being long, but I got to imagine the choices of food are spectacular. It's not like rubbery chicken in some kind of Salisbury sauce or anything like that. It's good stuff.
That's what you would think, but the reports are, and there are pictures out there of a Cisco food service truck pulling up to the back of Madison Square Garden, while they were with people in Taylor Swift shirts of the event coordination and everything, And again, not only was it the buffet was a point of contention, but from what I have read and the hard-nosed reporting that I've done, the food was just okay.
All right,
just okay is what I'm.
All right, that defines weddings.
Yeah,
that defines weddings.
Yeah. Brady, the open bar was pretty good though.
I imagine that. Brady says, I think they'd have quiche, and I'd fill my plate with quiche. I fear for the young generation.
I do too.
Accepting quiche as an answer, as any kind of main meal. Brady, come on. I haven't had a quiche since 1992.
Yeah.
Fascinating. All right. I want to see this doc, the Oasis doc and the Taylor wedding doc, Taylor Travis wedding. I just want to see him during the entire time. I want to see him the entire time and how he did through it all. If he's just smiling and laughing. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a simple, straightforward dude who can't spell.
He's just a golden retriever who plays tight end. That's what I imagine Travis Kelce to be.
Yeah. That's what I want. Well, good luck to the Lovebirds. Enjoy it. Hope he's got one more year, then he's probably going to retire, right?
Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, he said he's coming back this year, but I can't imagine he's going to go much longer. He's a married man now. You know what I mean? He's got things to worry about.
Protect your head. You got your podcast with your brother. I saw a photo of them. Yeah, I saw a photo of them and like the actual like wedding officiant kind of photo. And it had Jason there and was like, also pictured was his brother and podcast co-host Jason. Like that, you just have a brother. Brother's fine.
Greatest center of all time, Jason Kelsey.
Yeah. All right, we got some calls.
Couple voicemails we have.
I mean, yeah, voicemails.
Get those out. Yeah. So I'm gonna. They were again, folks. When you bring these in, try to keep them under 30 seconds. We went a wee long.
We'll speed them up if we need to. We'll speed them up. We'll 1.5 them. We'll 1.5 them.
That's exactly what we're gonna do here. Okay. So the first one.
Where the hell's Jared the TIE pilot? Where the hell's Jared the TIE pilot?
He's probably working like a good little capitalist.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit. I think Belgium just scored again. That's a bummer.
Well, 3-1.
3-1. It will be 3-1 Belgium.
Of course, history.
57th minute. 57th minute. It's not. We have time, but it's not looking good. Anyway, let's see. Let's see what Kyle. Let's see what Kyle had to say.
Okay.
Hey guys, in the spirit of enshittification, I want to throw YouTube ads under the bus. I understand that YouTubers such as yourselves are just trying to make a buck, but YouTube's gotten a lot more aggressive with ads now, starting basically every video, no matter how short, with 2 ads that can't be skipped for several seconds, if at all. Usually these ads are only a few seconds long, so it's not a huge deal, but occasionally a company will try to sneak in like a 12-minute short documentary about their history. Since I'm usually listening on Bluetooth headphones away from my phone, I have to go find my phone and then click skip to bypass the incredible story of, say, woodcarvings.com. Another dirty trick I've noticed is that ads try to disguise and camouflage themselves as podcasts and blend in with their natural surroundings, like Predator in the film Predator. Not quite as creepy as him, but close. I'll be listening to a video while I'm doing some chores. It's just a couple people having a conversation. But then I noticed someone new saying like, yeah, I've been sleeping really well ever since I got my new mattress. And buying online from Nova Sleep was so easy. And oh my God, it's an ad. So I run to my phone to skip it like a bank teller trying to press the silent alarm button during a robbery because what's being stolen is my time. And finally, I'm afraid that in the future, on our phones, someday we may get a call or a text from a friend or relative that is in serious trouble and needs our help. And we can see that message right after a quick word from our sponsor, DraftKings. I'm sorry I didn't get you to the hospital on time, Grandma. But on the bright side, I did make $20 betting on the U.S. to beat Bosnia in the World Cup. Thanks, guys.
That's a great bit. Kyle you should take that bit to stand-up stage. It's a great bit. I really agree with Kyle, and I have ads running throughout the show. I try to keep YouTube has 3 options for me: conservative, balanced, aggressive. I generally try to keep it at balanced. I do need to make money. The ad rates are horrendous. But I experience that too, where, sometimes I'll turn on my PlayStation, get YouTube set up, and I forgot it's like over there. And I'm watching YouTube while I'm working, and it's like a 9-minute video, like from some like controversial, like conservative, like blog kind of thing. I've had that where I'm like, I got to get up. I can't, but my dog's here. I can't. So yeah, I agree that YouTube, I think my thought is that they've been trying to push everyone to premium, which is the ad-free thing. I don't know why you'd use that unless you're completely bored with the commercials. Sometimes I just let them play. Like if I'm watching Alex and Molly's videos and their videos start with 2 commercials, I just let them play just on the off chance that it gets a couple more cents to them. But Kyle's right. And then the second thing, I'll kick it to you, Steve. I absolutely agree that this trend of fake podcasts to sell items, and sometimes it's just pure AI, but it drives me, or the fake CEO speaking at an event thing. I have nothing beyond that other than it's annoying. And Kyle, I agree.
No, it's awful. I've seen some of the ones that are like almost fake documentaries too, that like they try to have some kind of interesting hook to keep you from watching more than the 5 seconds that you can before you hit the skip button, or just like to make you think, oh, it was just the autoplay that went to the next thing.
It's worked for me before. I've fallen into the trap.
Yeah. TikTok is the worst with this. TikTok advertising is like the one that, because it's like because the algorithm is just too good as far as like I'll be thinking of like, oh, do I? And then all of a sudden I'll see a TikTok ad for it like 2 swipes later. I'm like, shit, maybe I should buy it. And I'm like, no, that's not how this. No, it means it's working. No, I have to resist. It's I'm
just not on TikTok watching it enough to I'll experience that. But I think
Instagram does the same thing. But same.
I mean, it is. Yeah, no. I mean, again, going back to Idiocracy, that sucks. Brought to you by Carl's Jr. Like this Kyle's not far from the truth here. Great call, Kyle. Great call.
And we had one more from Addie, our resident professor of smart things.
Lovely.
Good evening, boys. Over the last decade or so, Major League Baseball has seen a lot of changes. You've got the pitch clock, you've got the ghost runner, you've got the disengagement rule with pitchers, you've got the infield shift,
Coming and going.
all sorts of things, and of course the big one this year, ABS,
Mm-hmm.
and probably some other ones that I'm forgetting.
The robots.
The robots.
If Major League Baseball decided to go back to having none of these rules tomorrow, except for one, what would be the one change you kept?
This is solid. Solid stuff. What's the disengagement one?
That I think that's like the modified balk rule. I don't know. I think I'm not totally sure.
The one I would keep, I think, is pitch clock. You might make a case for ABS.
Yep.
You answer where you want to go.
Yep.
Pitch clock, because that has been proven to speed up the game. And there's the thoughts that it was going to cause injuries. And I don't think we have scientific proof or research enough to show that it speeding up that helped further pitcher injuries. I think the pitchers are getting injured in whole other ways with the way they throw now and everything. That's a different conversation. I'd keep that one. Definitely get rid of the ghost runner. I think that one's little league shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. If this was a draft, I would take the pitch clock, but for the sake of giving a different answer, I'll go ABS because I actually am pro ABS. I think if we have the technology and it's easy enough and it's not disruptive, why not use it? I think they've proved that they can do it quick. The fact that they're doing these like super, like,
yes, it's fast.
Way better than I thought it was going to be. It's super fast. And the fact that Cincinnati Reds single-handedly fixed the sport by tying it to free hot dogs. Yeah, ABS is great.
Yeah. Yes. I've been on record. I was vehemently against robodumps of any kind. But I like the system where it's at now. I don't know if I want it to progress any farther. I don't know, but they have enough replays. They have enough things where I think baseball's using the technology they have to better the game, but also to bring entertainment to the game. It's my favorite sport. I know it's not everyone's favorite sport. It's not always fun to watch. It's a pastoral game. I get all that. But having gone to Dodger Stadium for that game, my first baseball game in like 11 years, and we had like one ABS thing, maybe two. It was exciting. The whole stadium's clued in. They immediately know what's happening.
Right.
They immediately know what's happening.
Yeah, and you don't get that as much with baseball. You know what I mean? Because baseball is the sport where you got the old dude listening to the radio, filling out the scorecard, like doing it, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I love that. But the best thing about going to sports games is those moments where you have 50,000 people all yelling and screaming about the exact same thing. And just the juice behind that is something else.
Seems to connect to some of the things you're talking about loving soccer for. The event, the experience of football and soccer.
Yes, dude, the singing. We need, nothing would make me happier than to go to an Eagles game and we just sing some like Bruce Springsteen song or some shit. I don't know. That's just like has something to do with the Eagles but we modify it to be about football because that's what they do in soccer. Like they have all these tunes. They're like two songs that but they just make up their own words and they become iconic, especially for different players and stuff. God, we need that. It would bring us together as a people, Ken.
It would. That's how we unite the world. Scarlet Wolf and Detective McCross asking, what the fuck is the Ghost Runner? Brady answered, an extra innings, there's automatically a runner in scoring position, supposedly speed up the game. That came about during COVID era. The player who made the last out is then the Ghost Runner, right? Is that how I remember it? I
didn't even know they had a stipulation for that. But yeah, that makes
sense. Someone
could
correct me, but I thought that was during COVID. And I got it during the COVID season because they wanted everyone off the goddamn field. Like I got that. Right. We don't need that anymore. You've sped up the game enough. The tension of an extra, like if it goes 18, it goes 18. So be it. That was fun. One of my greatest memories is staying up late, listening to the Astros and Dodgers play like 20 innings. Fernando Valenzuela finished the game at first base. Like, I love that stuff. I hate to lose that kind of thing. And I just think it's little league shit. It is like little Johnny gets to go on second base. Isn't that cool? Like, no, we don't need that. They're professionals. The other stuff is to speed up the game.
Right, exactly. No, the Ghost Runner to me it adds a variable of like something that didn't happen in the game. You know what I mean? Like one of the things that I love about sports is like it's a real raw actual representation of like who was better at the thing. You know how you know they're better because they played on a field together and they went one-on-one. When you add a variable like that, like okay, we're gonna put a Ghost Runner in second, and so that the next dude hits a single, but it goes to right field and it's far enough away, a dude runs all the way home. But it's just not the same. It's not the same. You're not playing the same game. It's like, again, it's like going to PKs or like in soccer or like if they decided at the end of a football game, instead of having a tie, we're going to have the field goal kickers duke it out for 55-yard field goals. Whoever misses first loses.
I agree with that. And hockey shootouts or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But Scarlet Wolf close it out. Watching Mark Grace to come in and pitch in the 18th inning was something that I always remember. It was cool.
Right. This is
Just
amazing.
like Mark Grace jumping on a hand grenade. All right, we've done it. What's the score currently? You all finished the game. Go watch it.
It's currently 3-1 in the 66th minute, Ken. We're getting beat back. We might be tucking our tail and going home here pretty soon, but there's time.
America. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for super chats. Thanks for hanging out. Support on Patreon if you want. Become a YouTube channel member. Call in. We'll do some calls on Thursday. Get some confessions. A lot of stuff going on. Don't forget, I'll see you in San Diego for Comic-Con, but also for a comedy show Thursday night, the first main night of Comic-Con. Information on my website. Producer Steve, good to have you back, everybody. That's it. Bye.